Apparently my stream last time, Max, we said something that Russia didn't like either, and we got copyright striked in Russia.
Interesting.
Yeah.
News to me.
Yeah, we said some. It was CB messaged me actually. He said, "Yeah, we got copyright in Russia." He's like, "There's something in that we said that we got hit for Russia." Um, Careless Whisper, claimed by SME. We got blocked countries Russia, so our video ain't getting uploaded to Russia,
I'm
man.
sorry. I'm sorry, Putin. My bad.
I'm sorry.
My bad, homie.
I'm my bad. I don't even know what Careless Whisper is, but sure. I thought of like the Sabaton song or something, like that Careless Whisper, and it like there was nothing, like we didn't have any music on. A lot of Shenjis coming out, eh? Two sets of Shenjis. What's with the gold jabs? I need this explained to me.
I'm not sure.
I think they're an absolute waste of leadership, but maybe I'm proved wrong. I mean, are
I
they
mean, they
good?
may use them to like snipe out the Shenji. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, obviously, like the last time we saw them brought was the 13 jab experiment, so
Well, both
it was
teams are
kind of
running
hard to
them.
tell. It was kind of hard to tell. I can only imagine that they've determined some like unit that it's good for like sniping out. Like maybe
Is it good for
maybe
like
they do well
sniping
at
the
like
ball
killing the
boys out?
camels. I'm not sure.
Like, well, they don't have that much damage though. Like, maybe they're using them to snipe out ball boys at like the back of the pushes, but like,
Yeah, but then like why not just bring Jav sergeants
why
is
not
my
just
thing,
bring
right?
Shenji to throw up and in when they push into the blob? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut my mouth and just let them play out with those
Yeah,
jabs.
I'm sure there's a method to the madness if both these teams are bringing them. So we'll see what they end up doing with them. I'll try and keep an eye out for them. But let's see if they do the deeds on the outside arty here. Looks like the Maws are running up to the wall. Doesn't look like they're gonna jump off though. So it looks
I
like they
did.
are gonna let them take these
No, there's a DB going.
breach. Oh, is he going?
Yeah, he's going. He's running for it.
On which side?
Far tab right.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah,
Yep, there they
tab
go.
right. Here comes the
They're
jump.
going on tab right. Looks like these pikes and mauls are gonna go and kill this starter already.
They're not really getting dealt with. Like they're kind of being allowed free reign on this.
Yep, and they are gonna get all of the cannons on the tab right.
Ooh, that's rough.
That is all the cannons. They are missing a
Mm,
Hawacha, but I don't think the Hawacha's got enough in the tank to
they're
actually take out the
still
breach.
going for cannons, and the tab left side's jumped too as well. Actually, I guess
Yep,
they're
there
a
they
little
go.
ready for the tab left side, but they're missing them all
Yeah,
coming through on the back side.
looks like the Maul will get those cannons in the back. Let's see if he
Ooh,
gets these ones.
I think if he
I
gets
have a hard time believing that this poleaxe would let him do such a thing. And he
he's
will
got
get it.
one. Here comes the
He got
DB to
one.
clean up the other one too, right now.
Let's see if Rip can do it. I have no doubt that
Yeah,
Rip will do it.
yeah,
That Maul is
and
somehow still alive as well. So all the starting arty is going to go down for the attackers. So they will only
that's
be able to use the towers and the gate to get into the city.
and you know what? I
So
like what they
very,
did
very
here.
well done.
So
Very
that
well done by.
they realized that like even with all these heroes dying out, they still have to put something on gate just to stop the defenders or the attackers from just rushing right in through the gate with all these guys going down and dying out. So they strategically left like 5 dudes at the gate while the other 10 ran out. I like the play. I mean, it does give them all that extra death timer, but now you've just effectively turned this map into a hidden city defense. Um,
Yeah, it's kind of choke pointy now, with both the breaches staying up. So I can imagine they're gonna kind of hard sit the bottom of the stairs, like you said, very similar to what you guys have been seeing on Hidden City last week. So um, definitely interested to see double claymores coming out from the defense. Curious to see what they will do with those.
I
Uh,
do I do like to see the Halb Sergeants in play. It's just really weird to look over this map and see like your tab right like middle alleyways blocked off with that with those barricades now, so you can't push
it
shields
is
through it.
definitely quite weird.
Like middle is full trebable
Looks like
on this A point. as well.
Looks like the attackers are going to be bringing out some fire archers
Oh
to
god.
deal with the camels.
Oh god. Yeah, get my house members out of chat right now. Get my house. Yeah, all I remember is seeing this guy on the house shower. Get out of the street right now. No fire archers
Unfortunately, they
allowed.
will lose most of them, or not most of them. He lost a decent chunk to some longbows, but he still got a decent amount of them.
Well, it looks like they were
Um,
like aiming to pick off some of the ball boys on supply, and
they are
it looks
kind
like they
of,
did it. They killed they killed like most of the ball boy unit that was on that supply with that archer unit.
yeah, he looks like he got most of them. I think there's only 3 models left, and honestly, they're being given a lot of room in this gate. They just walked in and killed Alex's halb sergeants for almost nothing.
So I like what they're doing with those jabs and the guns set up in the middle. It's just making it a pain in the ass to stand on the A point. Like the defenders have to commit to something. And there comes some ball boy throws coming out of Treb. Ooh, they're going for those vassals. I don't know if that was the best
Looks like
Treb in the
Sean will
world.
move them. Unfortunately for the
Ooh.
defense, this short bow is kind of allowed to do whatever he wants. I mean, he can just sit there and pick off longbows, pick off units.
See, the nice thing about like leaving the breaches up on this map is you can make that supply side push as well off that stairs, but it looks like they're just gonna push for
Looks
the A
like they're
point right
getting
now.
ready to come on in. They've realized how much gate, like how much room they've been given in this gate, I think.
I think
And
they're
they
getting
continue
baited.
to tease just touching the point for free. Here comes a push down the tab left staircase. And the defenders don't have anything here. It's one
And,
set of claymores and a poor maul.
and
And they're all going to go
everything's
down. This A point's going to go down, I think.
everything's just
The
kind of
D
sitting free, and like I mean, you get some dagger axe through on the side. Here comes some claymores coming in to kind of
Oh,
collapse
the
that.
hussars! Those
Ooh.
hussars just killed everything.
And here comes a set of katas ripping through the point as well.
That was a huge hussar charge.
Ooh, that was nasty. I mean, they're still
And they clean up very well.
the
That
gate
was
team.
very nice.
That
That was
gate team
very
kind of
nice.
just trolled the rest of their team there. I'm not gonna lie, NSFW's gate team just hard trolled the rest of the team. They should have
Yeah,
shoved
I
up.
mean, look at all those camels sitting in gate that could have helped, like, against those
Oh,
hussars.
and there's
Like,
a
there's like what,
Ooh,
2 or 3 sets of camels in that gate, and now the defense is gonna throw a lot at this. But I don't know that this is the best play. They're gonna lose a lot trying to push into this gate like this.
oh, and they're gonna get collapsed here from the tab right side coming down. Looks like help sergeants are gonna try and pick some stuff off as well. Um, and I don't think the defenders realized that there were no Shenjis in that game. They had actually pulled off. There is free vassal longbowmen and
They are gonna go for
Zakalians
them,
running off to
and
the
they lose
tab
the ball
left.
boys as well.
Yeah, that's just it's free picks upon free picks right now.
We do still have a decent presence from the attackers in the gate. They've got tercios and the gold javs here, and they still do have another set of camels in this gatehouse. So still a little bit of a foothold for the attackers. And the defense is looking a little light. They're going to need to pull some more units, and it looks like they're doing exactly that. And the attackers are kind of probing this. They're being a little aggressive. They're getting a couple picks here, maybe.
I don't like to see those guys go
Oh,
down for free off the stairs there. That just
yeah, that is
messes up a
unfortunate.
push. You gotta still watch this gate hand side. They're gonna keep touching the A point for free. I mean, it looks like they're gonna bring out the vassal longbowmens on the tab right hand side with a set of claymores running protection. Shenji's coming up that tab right side as well with tertios in the middle. Those tertios must just be. I saw them like they busted that Vermilion block on the point, by the way. Someone knows something I don't know yet. Treb's coming out on the point. Not the greatest Treb alive, but still gets some job done. Looks like another hero going to get picked off by
I mean,
Lane.
we're just getting picked so often here for the attackers. It looks like the defense is actually going to try and
I hate
just
that
meat
push.
ball up this tab left staircase
I
with a
don't
bunch
like
of mauls
that.
and some ISG, and I think they'll win it.
I
I
don't
think
like
there's
that,
enough.
but looks like they're going to win it from the sheer amount of mauls just running it down. But you have to be careful because here comes the push from the middle. 3 sets of camels walking into the point. This could be really bad. Shenji's above as well. Tertio's retreating.
Oh, and those camels just deleted those shield maidens, and this is not looking good for the defense at the moment. Here comes some cav though.
And Hussars
It
coming
will all die to that
through.
Hussar charge, but the defenders have some Hussars the same angle as earlier, and I mean he's just gonna clean this up
Ooh, that's a good charge
and catch
across
the
the.
dagger X that came through the gate. That is so unfortunate for
Oh,
the attack.
that's a really unfortunate play right there. Looks like I told you, 1-1 defenders. There's still free Shenji sitting off to the tab right side. They're still kind of picking units off. Set of camels still got up and braced to the right hand side. Halb
This is
sergeants
still
coming
looking
in.
okay for the attack. They still have a presence in here. They have some Halb Sergeants, some Claymores, and these Camels that are still here. Unfortunately, the defense is just being allowed to pull from this tab left supply, and it's going to end up costing the attack, I think, here. Because all these fresh units are going to come in and clear what very little is left on this A point.
Looks like they're gonna throw some trubs though. Those Halb sergeants gonna go down for free. Shenji bomb coming in way up and over the stairs. Nice Shenji bomb onto the camels and Madao units that were sitting on the points. Another set of
Oh, and the
Hussars
Shinji are
coming
going to get caught by the
through.
Hussars! Oh!
Oh, and there comes the dive onto the vassal
And there's the
longbowmen.
mall.
I
The
love
Ooga
to see
Booga.
it.
The Ooga Booga is in.
Once again, no vassal longbowmen's allowed to sit on the wall for free anymore. Always a good thing. You know, the defenders have done a really good job on this point of just kind of like letting them cap out enough that I feel like there's some desperation just to hit this point and just roll it over so they get a different spawn point. But like the only thing is they'll just spawn closer to the gate now since both breaches are still stuck wide open.
And this is the scenario where having those breaches still up just benefits the
Ooh,
defense so
Hussar
much. Here
charge
comes
right
some
through the
Hussars.
middle.
Most of them will die.
Ah, there's more charges coming from the left and right.
Yeah, but this is a lot of anti-cav in this gate. I think the attack arguably won that trade. More Hussars coming from both sides. I think this looks really good for the attack.
It does. It looks like they pushed clean through with Hussars. I mean, you have to remember
They
the
did lose some
defenders.
heroes. Oh, the Hussar, more Hussars coming in from the defense though. And those will get in clean and kill a lot of that cav.
Once again, we still see camels stuck and braced inside the gate.
I mean, look
Unfortunate
at the
they're not gonna be
bodies
moved
on the
up.
gatehouse.
This is a slaughter. Both
Jesus.
ways.
I mean, this is just a punching match back and forth here on this gate. We have IPGs coming in that walk very questionably. I don't know that he actually walked anything right there. But I think this one is about said and done. Something to note, the attack still has 10 trebs left at this point. Maybe would have liked to see them use a few more. With the new trebs on this map, they can kind of hit the inside a little bit better.
Looks like
You
they
know,
do have
maybe
one
using a few
short
more.
sword
They got one
dancing
more
on
hoorah.
supply. I mean, they've got tertios in that out. Like, they still have solid units. They
Oh,
do
and the
have.
monos! The monos! The
Oh,
monos completely cleared the ISG, and the attack is back. They're back in.
I mean, they
Where
only
are the
need.
defenders?
They only need
Where are the
10 seconds.
defenders?
They only need 10 seconds on this point fully cleared. I mean, you're dancing this point right
Oh,
now.
they're capping this. They're 100%
Oh, this
capping
is
this.
done. Here comes. You gotta be real careful here now.
Defense needs to get these units out. I don't think, and
Uh-oh.
they're not gonna make it. I mean, one of them is serfs, but there's still some ball boys in there and some longbows that may or may not get caught. Oh, Commander still just eats full mono,
And you
and I
have.
think this is gonna be a snowball.
Yeah, it's a straight snowball to home. I mean, the attackers do have to deal with the one piece of arty that is behind the point, but that's just gonna get dove for free. There goes the Divine Crow.
Yeah.
Um,
What
I
a
guess.
recovery.
I mean, taking the extra death off the start for that dive is just gonna punish you. I mean, that's what this came
Yeah,
down to was respawn timers.
I think it caught up with them right there. Because there was just no defense. Other than those ISGs, there was just nobody there from the defense. Unfortunately, I think some of them were, on their third or fourth death. So just not able to to get back in time, and very good on the attackers to kind of realize that they still had a lot dead and that they could just essentially force that gate push for the seemingly fourth time. Um,
Our team is about to
yeah,
capture a
I
final
think
flag.
overall, I think the defenders played that pretty well. I think they ran out of steam and they lost a lot of their hussars on that third push. And so they just did not have much left. A lot of cav coming in from them. The proof having a rough game for the defenders. Um, and then Tocho
Ocho.
for the attack, absolutely hard carrying, 182 unit kills. I wonder what he had that was able to net him all of those unit kills. 26 Shenji kills
Whew.
coming in from
I think he
Tocho.
was the mono player.
He
32
had to be,
ISGs.
because he killed the full set of ISG.
Full set, two sets of hussars, right about. Jeez, what a raffle. I mean, like the trades were very one-sided for a while, and then they just lost it to respawn timers. So I think that's all we got to say to that one. Thank you all for the follow, and Diego and Jinjin, by the way. Thank you all three of you guys for those. That was a good fight.
It was.
I didn't think they had that, but I mean them Land made a crucial mistake in just letting them sit on that point and free cap it for all that
Yeah,
pressure.
and you can kind of tell that like that did catch up with them. Like I don't know if they would have been able to dance on it for the full minute, right? Just with the sheer amount of units that were on it, but like they had the point like 65% capped before they ever like actually went in for a push. I mean that time definitely caught up with them. I mean just looking at the post battle, like you can see that the defense hard won the first trade, mostly thanks to that Hussar charge from the tab left. That was disgusting. Um, but the next two trades were pretty much dead even. I mean, right right on top of each other.
You were
So
pretty
really
correct
just a
in saying it
slugfest.
was just a legit just a slugfest. Oh,
And I think the difference, and you kind of brought it up earlier, the respawn timers, 48 heroes killed for the attack, only 28 killed for the defense. So that dive at the beginning, almost doubling the heroes killed for the attack. So I mean, definitely something that caught up with the defenders later on. Uh, Arguably worth it, I think, for them to go and make that gamble. I think unfortunately they just needed a little more juice on that A point for the end, and they did not have it.
so no scrims free wins taking the first fight on their attack, and now they will be on the defense for this one. I'm excited to see it. I mean, I'm hoping to see a 1-1 still. Still hope my prediction holds true for that. I thought the defense would have had it there. I mean, they just let it bleed out, and their death timers caught up. If they could have just stalled that point out for that one more minute, and had something on that gate to just kind of shoulder it up, I think they would have been okay. Um, but I never like taking the full cav on cav gamble trades. I mean, you have to also remember the defenders don't get the full clear charge lane down that middle lane, right? There's that little barricade that you have to walk around to get a clean charge off now if you're coming straight down the mid lane.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And they it's kind of twofold, right? Like they can hide behind that, um, in order to like protect from like guns in the main gate. But now with like the new trebs on this map that come over that tab left breach, if someone on the wall sees you hiding behind that, like they can just slam you with a treb. So really hard for honestly for the defenders to kind of exist on that A point at the beginning. So you almost have to grant them like the space that they were granting them, and then kind of collapse, which I think is what you saw on the majority of the like the engagements was that there was just no one there from the defense, and then all of a sudden, you know, here comes Hussars, here comes everything, from all different angles. Like the defenders definitely did a good job, like spacing out their cav and coming from multiple like angles. I just think at a certain point, like the attackers brought a lot of camels, like a lot of camels and Medal, and so eventually I think the defense just ran out of gold cav, and I think you saw at the end like that they were just nowhere to be found, and I think they had lost
Do
a
you think
lot of
they should
their
have pulled
juice.
a Oliver the Golden strat and just shoved Cav down their throat after the fact?
Um, so another push kind of that I was questioning, they tried to like for the defenders that is, they tried to like push out like the gate area with some like camels and ISG and such, and they like just did not have a good time on that engagement.
So I
Like
think
there
they were
were
going for the tertios that were set up in the middle there, and they just couldn't get through, and the tertio players just ran away. Like, this is
yeah, like
okay.
I was looking at what was in that gate. It was like at least double camel ISG, if not like triple camel. Like there were an obscene amount of camels in that gate. And then like also they Hussar charged it as well, and those Hussars just died for free.
Well, and they also
Um
kept the javelins in there, the gold jabs and the gold tertios in there, to provide constant DPS on the point, to not let the defenders stand on it, which also just led to them being able to quote unquote bleed out the cap circle slowly but like effectively, right? To where they only needed
yeah,
10 seconds on it realistically, um, to make that snowball push to home.
right.
So I think that was a really smart play, just being able to
I
bleed
agree.
out the point, and not be able to really, like, they got picked for it here and there, but getting picked over getting cap points off and being able to snowball it straight to a home point push right at the end, beautiful play, whether it's planned out or not.
Yeah, I saw the defense was like trying to have a longsword just whole block and like exist on the point, and he just like he couldn't be there because of the tercios in the gate. Like if they two'd him, like he's dead or close to dead. So like a a really solid strat of them to know that hey, like they can't have their units on the point, or like we will completely like blast them
Well,
from the walls and such.
you have no Falconettis to also just rip into that gate, right? Falco's being
Right.
banned. You have no way to effectively rip into that gate or rip that middle barricade down.
Yeah.
Um,
So I mean, just really like basically cheesing the cap where they use the tercios to keep the heroes that they know will be there off of the point, and then just continuing to step on it and slowly tick away at the cap. Um, Definitely really well played by the attack. Um, and I mean at the end, just like a sudden, basically burst of life. Like they seemed like they had so much trouble um, getting through that gate on a couple occasions just because the sheer amount of cav. Like every time they tried to take the space, here comes four hussars, and I think you saw like once the hussars are all dead, they can finally take that space and it not like it. They don't get punished for it, right?
well, and like
Um,
Hussars are on a downtime of 20 to 30 seconds after their charge, right? So you have effectively about 30 seconds to get on that point, bunker down, and get all your camels in a position to hold yourself down, while these Hussars are sitting off in the middle of nowhere, right? Or they're trying to V them through, and at that rate, you're just gonna kind of lose them. That's where I like monos. Monos can still sit in there and duke it out.
yeah, I think the idea, at least from the defense, was like there's a forte ban, like we can bring more cav because of this, and I think the attackers just said double it and give it to the next person. They brought like 8 camels and a bunch of Madao, and we're just like, I dare you to continue to charge me with the SARS, and they did. They very much did.
Yeah,
Um,
there was a lot of dagger acts, a lot of. I saw a Kata come through. Um, I'm surprised not to see any like Liaos ripping through. To be honest with you.
Yeah, you didn't really see any. I think the Hussars with the really long lanes on this map are just kind of too good to pass up. I did love seeing the monos at the end. I
I
think
mean,
monos are kind of a bit underrated.
Monos are always good for the first cav in, just with the way they work now. With being able to bust open units, they do get their bleed doctrine now as well. That is allowed in CBL. They get that bleed doctrine, they can bust in, and then they can insta charge again. So if you're running like that sprint doctrine, you can just insta have monos at full speed. If you're running tier 5 sprint doctrines on them. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, I do a little bit of cheesing with my cav. The tier 5 sprint doctrine makes your life a hell of a lot easier when you can just insta charge monos after hitting their long charge. Because they also get
absolutely.
that iron sides when they go into a point, right? Really tanky cav. Good, great first cav to be in, and then have your hussars and all that follow up on your infantry, because they'll still like punch into camels or whatever you want to punch them into. But we'll see.
Absolutely. Getting into the next map here, though. Couple things from the unit comp. The defenders have I think 8 or 9 camels coming out. Um, so really gonna make it hard for the attack to get in here with Cav. Um,
Do
and
you
we'll see how they deal with it.
I'm not seeing any jumpers this time. It looks like they might be giving both breaches for free, which I mean realistically is fine with the changes on this map. With all the new alleyways kind of blocked off and all the extra lanes that you have to kind of do the mess around to get there, I don't find this a big issue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely curious
Ooh,
to see how the attackers kind of take advantage of being given both the breaches.
oh,
Um,
this is, I'm not sure if you're tuned in on the tab left side. That Divine Crow is ripping artillery pieces down on that tab left hand side.
I do see that. So, and there, yeah, he's able to take out both of them.
He's got.
So, oh, there is one in the back that he can't hit though. So I think that breach will still go down unless Bloodstory continues to waste his ammo at trying to kill the crow. And also that longbow is poking at that last cannon. So eventually is going to take that out.
It
So
looks
I
like
don't
you get
think
a
that
diver
breach
on it
deader
too.
is going to be deader. Um, but he will get the cannon, but he
Yeah.
will die for it.
I mean, I think that's a fine play. You're not. You've risked one hero. You've secured your tab left hand side, and call it a day. And you fight this like any normal setup here.
Yeah, so I think they just said, screw it, we're okay with giving them this east side. You know, we're comfortable defending the 3 lanes, and they'll keep the west one up so that they don't have to worry about their backside essentially. So I think this is gonna just kind of play a little bit like a White Oak TW. I think that's what's gonna come out here. The attack is probably not gonna send a ton of people east breach. They'll probably send a small group, and kind of look to make a play in the back while the rest of the team pushes like the standard way. Thing to note: the gate has been either cheesed or not broken. Like I don't either. No one pushed the ram or they cheesed the gate, and I'm thinking no one pushed the ram if I'm looking at this correctly.
I think you are correct. No one did push that gate. No one's done anything with that ram. Looks like you do have 3 guys kind of fighting out on the tab right side. Gonna get a free pick on a poleaxe out there. Looks like that man is about to go
Oh, that was the
down.
respawn. They're
Poor,
farming him off respawn. Poor
poor,
man.
poor Debtor goes down.
Did he lose his unit as well, or did he send it back?
I don't, I don't know where
It
he
looks like
sent.
they're hunting for his unit. I don't see it.
I don't
Interesting.
see it either. Weird. Hmm.
Interesting. This mall back here, I'm curious to see. Oh, it looks like he sent them back to the spawn supply. Those are his dagger axe in the back. So good play
Uh,
out of Deader to know that when he came off respawn that they were gonna be there. So just sends his cav all the way back to the spawn, so that he doesn't lose that unit for free. But pretty good play. Pretty good
see,
play.
this is where I'm gonna think some people are gonna struggle. So you got that barricades in the middle there that they can't just walk through for free. And I think they've just realized this and they have to go the northern way around and come down to where they actually want to push. Just because of
This
the
is what
one
no
barricade.
scrims does to you, boys. You don't know these things.
Yeah.
Stay in scrims, kids.
I like this ball boy above the tab left
Oh,
supply
this
here though.
trap on the top left is gonna. RNG terribly
It looks like they're gonna try and pinch this all.
and actually
Oh,
hit some of their own units on the wall. Oof.
oof. Ball boys in above. Here comes the push out middle. This could be. Looks
This is
like
going to get dicey for the attack here because they're
Deader's
getting
gonna come
pinched.
through clean with dagger axe. That's a nice little
And
charge coming
now
through.
they have camels coming from the mid lane and a lot of infantry coming from the supply. I think the attack is wisely going to fall back on this. Unfortunately, is going to lose a set of camels and potentially these merms.
And here
I
also
don't.
comes a play off the tab left wall for the supply point. Uh-oh. I don't know how good this is going to end up. Someone's going to get pinched here. Looks like they're taking a split push.
This looks okay for the attack,
If
but they
those
are
ball
getting
boys
caught
get
in the back. These ball boys are going to go for free.
Ooh, it's going to be risky.
They do have Shenji on the wall, though. He's going to throw onto the supply. That's going to be a huge
That's going to
throw.
be a big throw. Oh, that's
Oh, hits
rough.
everything.
That's rough. Looks like they might win this supply off. Looks like the guys on tab right are going to try and repull.
The other big thing here to note is that, once again, the gate is not open. Even if
Oh,
they respawn
no.
outside, the gate is not open.
Oh, that's rough. It's a slugfest on the supply, and I think the
They will
attackers
win
are
this
winning
supply
it.
point, though. And it does look like the mid engagement is kind of trading evenly at this point. But they are just kind of letting them pass on this top lane. I don't know why.
And I mean, it looks like they're just gonna
The attack is just going to
collapse
slaughter them here. They're
this.
going to pinch them from the top.
The Shenji might get dove in the back for free. No one's watching them, and that Shenji unit for the attackers go down for free. That was walking up. It is just a slugfest.
I mean, they're slaughtering them on the supply.
Yeah, this is not a fun time for the defenders. I mean, you're just trying
But
everything
something
you
to note
can.
that
Here
A
comes the
is still not
SARS.
taken.
A is still not
No one
taken.
is.
Oh, we have
Here
one
they come
guy.
to take it.
Oh,
I mean, I think what they've said
Ooh.
is they're
Ooh, that
okay
was
with
the
just.
nastiest Hussar charge. Two Hussars just
I
came
think.
in clean on that supply.
Yeah, they did wipe them. I think they're just saying they're okay with like continuing to fight this engagement. But I mean, the problem now is that
Someone
this
needs to
short
open
sword
the
is going to
gate.
dance on A, and they're going to be able to pull fresh units here from the supply.
And it looks like instead of breaking the gate open,
He's
they
not even
just,
going to make it. He's not even going to make it to A. Never mind.
it looks like
Rip Cats with the DB ult.
they get to take A for free as well.
Can this Polex get on? I don't know if I commit to this from the defender's point of view. I
I
don't know if I commit to
mean,
this. They
there's
do
only
get
6
on.
people. There's a lot of cab coming in. This is about to turn
There's
bad
a
real
lot of
quick.
cav coming.
There's a lot of cab coming.
Oh, the camels get charged in the back and somehow still don't die and kill all the hussars. Camels, ladies and gentlemen.
Typical. I mean, the gate
Here
is now
come.
open. We have gates
The
open.
gate is now open. We have opened the gate.
I think
We're
someone has
making
to
progress.
be screaming to close that gate, though. Right?
I think it's still on the cooldown from when they opened it. Will the defense close it? I don't know if they were recalling that they opened it in the first place. Let's see if they close it here. There's no one standing in the contest. Oh, there is someone in the contest spot. Bravo is sitting in the contest spot, so they'll be unable to close the gate until they get rid of him.
That's a good play. I like to see that, but fortunately,
Yeah.
it looks like the attackers are just going to get picked out. I mean, they almost got the A cap off.
I mean, it is
Unit trade
as
is
close as the cap can be.
on point right now. They are trading 1-for-1 almost evenly across all units. Two very evenly balanced teams here.
Yeah, I mean, that supply was it was just back and forth. That Shenji bomb was huge from the top, and then I think eventually they just ran out of steam. Those Hussars came off the spawn, and just completely cleared them out, unfortunately for the attack. But they do have it basically 99%ed. They are going to push this ram, so that the defense cannot reclose the gate again. And you can see Bravo there spam blocking, just sitting in the contest spot, so that the defenders cannot close this gate. And they are going to safely get the ram there. Although, I mean, I would have just loved to see them, like, take care of this at the beginning of the match. Like, they didn't even... There were no guns or anything out to, like, cheese it or anything like that. So I don't know what happened on the attacker side that we just did not push the ram.
Yeah, some days we
Unfortunately,
forget.
so
We forget about the
you
ram
know,
existing.
just eating away at their time, unfortunately. But small group of them gathering up on this tab right side. Looks like they're gonna go for a similar push to what they've kind of been doing, where a small group comes from this tab right side and everybody else is kind of committed in some form of fashion to A or the supply.
That's a lot of
A
anti-cav out right now. Whew.
lot of anti-cav out right now. On both sides. Shenji coming up on this close tab right wall. Um, I can only imagine that they'll use them to kind of entry on this this getting down the stairs push. Seems like all of them are gonna end up meeting in kind of the same spot though. So kind of a one-dimensional push from the attack
Um,
here.
this is the one time I'm gonna say Vassal Longbowmen and Javs. I'd love to see them come out. There's not a lot of shields for the defenders, if not
That
any. There's one set of ISGs in play and one set of shield mains. A lot of this can just be like free pushed. It looks like they're
Those
actually
Vidal
gonna
will
be
eat a
rocking
Shenji bomb.
two.
I mean, the other thing too is where the defenders have these camels and such tucked. This is now troubleable. I mean, I would love to see these guys on the tab left wall just kind
I
of
like this
treb
push.
these camels.
I think I know what they're doing. They're going to come across the alleyway, but that lane is still blocked off. There's Katas, there's Dagger Axe lurking in their backline. They have to be very careful. Those Hussars might get picked for free if they aren't
I think they're gonna
careful.
hero play these dagger axe. Yeah, they're good.
Hussars charging
Dagger
for it though.
axe will die. Hussars do burn a charge.
Looks like the Shenji are also just like the two sets of Shenjis or the set of Tertios and Shenjis are just kind of
Here comes the
allowed to
push,
free farm.
and it is so hard to tell what's going on.
It looks like they're
Looks
just.
like a lot of camels just met
Ooh,
their
big Shenji
maker.
bomb coming in, and they just clear it in time for the Katas. What a bomb on that point. Here comes the dives coming out on the point. The defenders are getting collapsed upon. Tertios are on the
They are
rise.
indeed. The mid group is winning as well for the attack. This is not looking good for the defenders. They
Stars
do
coming
still
in from
have,
Temple Shot. This could be very big if he gets across cleanly.
and he does.
Ooh,
Those
that's
will
a
get through clean.
big
He clears
charge.
everything.
That's a done deal. I think your game is decided,
That was a
possibly.
game-changing Hussar charge right there.
Good stuff.
That was a game-changing Hussar charge right there from Temple. That saved them right there. And now these guns on the top left staircase are all gonna die.
I
Retreating
think we
Shenji.
will
Minute
call
on the
that
clock.
GG's.
Temple's on the point. Good luck killing him.
So I don't know if you noticed there, Max. I saw the Camel AI breaking for when they had them on the 2 button. They tried to go up the stairs to kill the guns, and the full set of camels were stuck doing that. It's a little amusing to
Oof.
see. I
I mean,
mean,
that looked really good for the attack until Temple's cav came through, to be honest. Like they had they got the katas through clean um on that charge off of that Shenji bomb, and now we're just gonna face tank. Technically, they could still win this, but I mean, it would take a
there is a
miracle.
lot of cav that's about to yeet
They're
down
just
that
gonna
front
throw
gate.
cav at the gate. I mean, look at all the cav getting stuck on the barricade. Look at this mall
We've
is
just
just
got
trying to
cav
hit.
on cav
Look at the
violence.
cav. Oh my
Cav
god.
on cav violence. This is what we love to
I mean, we're just
see.
stacking bodies at the gate,
This
and they
gatehouse.
actually won it. They just brute forced the cav. Someone
Good
with the no
match.
scrims free wins at the end.
Little 2-0 victory for NSFW to start our day out. So,
Indeed, indeed. NA representing for NSFW. We love to see it. Good works, Solko. Um, yeah, I mean, just honestly, what that arguably came down to is just I mean, the clock ends up getting them in some capacity, but the the supply play, I think, just kind of took them too long, and because the gate wasn't open, like